is up, everyone? Welcome to day 2 of Quarantine Reviewers. I am Ari.
I'm Zach, of
Thank you for coming back and watching
course. Yeah,
our second review reaction of The Witcher. We have not seen it. We're huge Game of Thrones fans, and we are now just getting into this show. So, Zach, we're going to start with the reaction. Episode 2 was called Four Marks. What did you think of the episode?
yeah. So, I mean, a lot going on in this episode for sure. I thought the title was definitely descriptive of the actual episode itself. The scene where Yennefer is sold for 4 marks was powerful, I thought, and her kind of struggle learning the ways of magic throughout the episode was interesting. But by the end, struggling a little bit to kind of see where this is going and trying to keep up with all the plot points is something that I'm sort of struggling with as well. But Ari, what do you think? Can you agree with this, or what do you think?
Yeah, so I don't know why it was that I was so much that Game of Thrones it was easier for me to keep track of everything that was happening at the beginning. It felt like, at least to me, whereas this one, so much is going on, like all this history with elves. For whatever reason,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
lot harder. But like, let me just stick to my reaction, like what the episode was. So
sure.
I felt overall this was weaker than the first episode,
Hmm.
just in terms of the tone. So what I found was at times it was a gritty war drama, and then at times it was like the tales of a knight and his bard jumping around. And this might have been the
Yeah,
least funny comedic relief character I've ever seen, ever
yeah, I
in
agree.
my
I
life.
agree. Yeah.
Whereas Game of Thrones, there were bards on it who were like actually interesting. This bard that they had was downright irritating, and
Yeah,
I
we
hope
were we
we never
were
see him again.
we were watching and you said yourself, you were like, okay, this guy just needs to shut up at this point. Like
Yeah,
it was just getting too, and the
straight.
song at the end, like the song, okay, like the Witcher song, and I guess maybe they'll use that again later in the show. I don't know, but it was like
How did
kind of
it
out
go
of
again?
nowhere.
Give a coin to your witcher.
Yeah,
Give the coin to your witcher.
I'm not gonna attempt to butcher that like you just did, but with that being said, not great. Um, Listen, it's got a lot of prospects. I think the main reason why I think it's different from Game of Thrones, just through 2 episodes, is there's way more magic in fantasy than there was in
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, and that's not to discount that there were dragons and white walking zombies in Game of Thrones for sure. There's fantasy there, but the magic and the eels at the end and the power and the conduits and that's something that I'm
Hmm.
gonna have to wrap my head around. I think it's definitely different from Thrones, definitely.
Yeah, and I like it. Like especially in the first episode, I liked how the magic was treated. With this episode, I started getting very Harry Potter vibes. Like
Yeah.
she's in a
Well,
school for witchcraft and wizardry, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So far, Yennefer's storyline, and I saw a review last night when I was looking. Apparently, she becomes kind of part of this three pack of the three important storylines of Yennefer, Ciri, and
And The
Geralt.
Witcher,
And
of course. Yeah.
so far, I have the least excitement for Yennefer, but that's just my opinion.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I definitely am way more interested to see like where Ciri, aka Daenerys, goes from here.
Well, good connection. I completely agree with that. Although I think we've seen the least of her character throughout the last 2 episodes.
Who? Ciri? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're coming up on a minute left on our timer. So let's get to the review, Zach. Where would you place this, given the fact I believe the last episode you gave it a 7.4,
I
7.3,
I
was it?
said 7.3 for the last one. I think the last one was stronger, just in overall setting the tone, and I loved the
Mm-hmm.
action in the last episode. This
Mm-hmm.
episode didn't see it as much. I personally liked Yennefer's plotline. I liked the kind of ascension to kind of figuring out her magical abilities. But with
Okay.
that being said, I would agree that it was overall just a lower quality episode. The Bard character was, not that great in my opinion. Could use some
Uh-huh.
work there. So I would think I'd put it around a 6.5 for this one.
6.5. Okay. Tough critic. I think I'm going to be, I like that. 6.5. I like that. I'm
Yeah,
going to stick with you on that one.
I think it's
Okay.
fair.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll come back with more Witcher reviews soon. Take it easy.
See you guys.